everybody, and what we're going to do today, we're going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to be listening to SKYND, featuring Jonathan Davis of Korn, I'm assuming. Now, I've never heard of SKYND before. I have no idea what to expect. Literally, the only reason I picked this video is because it came up as a suggested video. Never heard of it before, so I thought, you know, why not? The track is called Gary Heidnik. Now, from what I've found out by a little research, is that this song was influenced by the brutal murderer and serial rapist Gary Heidnik. The distorted voice and dark lyrics represents the cruelty and dehumanization like the atrocities that were committed by Heidnik. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to expect here. So, shall we proceed? So see what happens. I like it when music videos do this, they sort of set up the story for the song. Especially if the song's got meaning, it's nice when they set it up like this.
Corner of Gerard, a bird of six and like a man. Here's your $50 bitch, get in the car, it's Thanksgiving. Off when John makes, shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Off when John makes, shut up, I don't wanna hurt you.
Right, I'm not sure what to make of that. I mean, just the moment when that first voice comes in, and I mean that the lyrics, on the corner of Gerard of 3rd or 6th and Lincoln, here's your $50, bitch, get in the car, it's Thanksgiving. What? I mean, just the voice, I can assume that, well, I can only assume that that sort of distorted semi-robotic voice is SKYND, or well, I'm assuming SKYND is how you pronounce it. You can definitely tell when Jonathan Davis's voice came in. He's got a very, very distinctive voice. It's starting off a bit slow, but I have this horrible feeling that it's going to somewhat intensify. Let's see what else happens.
I don't want to hurt you.
Oh God, he would be amused. Dark shadows of an evil mind. God has a sense of humor. Dark shadows of an evil mind. God, he would be amused to see you at my feet. See you at my feet. Oh, 3520 North Marshall Street.
It's kind of amusing because the moment they showed, I can assume that's SKYND with the black sort of vines and veins all over her face. I can assume that's SKYND. And the first line is, "Oh God." That's precisely what went through my mind when she turned up on screen. That was quite a shock, shall we say? Just carry on. The Right, now I can only say I don't actually know anything about this Gary Heidnik that they're singing about, but I can only assume, excuse me, that what he did was going by the lyrics and the video. I can only assume that he would be picking up like prostitutes on street corners and possibly locking them in a basement and feeding them on dog food, and then killing and eating them. That's all I can gather from the video and the lyrics, so I'll actually have to read up about this Gary Heidnik afterwards. But yeah, the frames like the dog food looks good enough to eat. Obviously, from what I can assume, that's what he's feeding on his prisoners. And then the following lines: one arm in the freezer, one leg in the blender, one head in the stove, return to sender. Now, that to me suggests that he's eating them, and the return to sender bit is, I can only assume that means like sending them back to God. You know, they're dying, so he's sending them back to God. That might be a bit of a stretch. But that seems to be what I'm getting from it. Yes, this is quite a. It's not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting the drum and bass music to it, but you know, it's different and it's rather strange, and oddly I quite like it. I'm not sure what to make. I'll have to listen to some more SKYND at some point. But yeah, let's carry on.
Shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Shut up, I don't wanna hurt you. I don't want to hurt you.
How incredibly bizarre was that? That is one of the weirdest. That's one of the weirdest videos I've seen in a while. I will say that much. I mean, I have seen weirder. That is totally not what I was expecting. Not expecting it at all. The distortion of the voice. I mean, as was given in, as they described it, was set up to represent the dehumanization of what he'd done. It was to sort of lend credence to the disturbing nature of his crimes, and I can say that it did work very, very well. And yeah, and I think adding Jonathan Davis's voice in there really did add something to it as well, because he's got a very distinctive voice and he's very, very good at putting across emotion, and as is known by a lot of his other songs, he can he can represent being tortured, you know, like being a tortured soul. He's very good at that sort of thing. So it was an extremely weird experience for me. I quite liked it though. I'll actually have to listen to more SKYND, I think, because maybe I just lucked out and picked the one video that I might have liked. Like I said, I just picked it randomly because I saw the thumbnail and thought, okay, I'll give that a look, see what that is. So yeah, if anybody's a fan of SKYND, you know, let me know of anything else that I should check out. You know, if there's any songs that stand out that you think I should listen to. I don't think I'm going to get that video out of my head for a while, but yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later.
God, he would be amused.